Hello guys, this is my first lecture. I need to use a Qt framework. You can use any framework you want, but I'll use this, and later I may change this framework into standard ones. Okay, so let me make a quick program. For example, if I need to make define any this means comments, by the way. Okay, don't worry about these keywords. It's for this framework, which is called Qt. As I said, if you need to define some variable which is integer 1, x1 and x2, you can define this way. If you need to give some initial condition for it, for example this way. Okay, if you need to check your coding and scripting, and I recommend you to don't go so far before you run your program and see if there's any now there's no problem as I expected. Let me okay, for example, if I need to make a for loop, alright, for example, for I equal to 0 until I less than 10, I plus plus. This will make between these two brackets to operate 10 times. Okay, for example, I need to print something in C++. You make cout, and this framework you just make debug. Okay, just for writing, just for editing something. Okay, I am okay, I am okay. This will be printed 10 times. Okay, let me check. Okay, as you can see, it's printed 10 times. If you need to be more you can just make I here. So the first one, hi, I am okay, 0 1 2 until 9, so it is 10 times. Okay, as I said, yes, you see the results. Okay, if you need to make a while loop, not for loop, just make like now, just make comments, toggle to comments. Okay, for example, it is now I need to define it as 10, make while I less than, sorry, let's make it 0. I need to make QDebug, same one here, and then if you leave it like now and you run your program, this will check if it is less than 10, yeah, because it's 0, so it will operate this between these two brackets. Okay, you check the second one, if still it's 0, it will be less than 10, so it will make this go to infinity. So you need to make some termination thing. You will make I plus plus. What does it mean by this? You will get I increased by 1. Okay, each iteration will get until it will be 10. It will be no more less than 10, because if it is less than or equal, yeah, it will be go to for one loop. But if it is equal or greater than 10, so it will terminate this loop. Okay, let me check. Okay, as we said, so we make the for and while loop. You can make functions, for example, if you toggle this to comment, of course the main of all this is function. If you need to make a function, for example, returning integer value, function 1 return, for example, this number 7087. Okay, just define, for example, integer result and make result to this integer, because this will return an integer value, just called function 1. and see the result. QDebug, as I said, QDebug is working like cout result. Okay, so the answer will be 87, like as I said. Okay, if you need to make another function which is making two values, make here two values, sending two value to this function and give you the average for that. Okay, the average actually type float. It will take some two integer for us, two floats, for example, float any two real numbers, return x1 plus x2 divided by 2, so that's the average. Give you float here, so this is the result, call the function and send two values. For example, it's 2.4 and 8.4.23. so you add these two together and divide by 2. This functions made this work. Okay, just play or run it, you get this answer. The average is this number. Okay, that's all for my first video, just training and show you how to use this C++